evil doesn't exist in the world. And if ever darkened their doorstep, they wouldn't know how to protect themselves. Those are the sheep. And then you got predators. They use violence to prey on the weak. They're the wolves. And then there are those who've been blessed with the gift of aggression and overpowering needs to protect the flock. These men are the rare breed who live to confront the wolf. They are the sheepdog. Now, we're not raising any sheep in this family. I will whoop your ass if you turn into a wolf. But we protect our own.
Well, I'll stand up next to a mountain, and I'll chop it down with the edge of my hand. Well, I'll stand next to a mountain, chop it down with the edge of my hand. Pick up all the pieces and make an island. Tiny little rainbow in the sand. Yeah. Well, I'm a little child. Lord knows I'm a little child, baby.
Let's keep it going. Let's keep Revolution Radio going. Find out the website. Get over to the website. Smash that donation button. Revolution.radio, freedomslips.org, freedomslips.net. Get in there and smash that donation button. Get in there and make a contribution in some fashion. We would really help us keep this Hawk's dream alive. My name is The Mechanic. We are joined tonight by Sergeant Miller.
Privates, you all stink. You smell like pickle juice and hot dog water. Oh, you miss your mommy? Hey, fat body. Yeah, you. Just looking at you make me sick. Just start Iron Mikeing. I said Iron Mike. Where's your freaking battle buddy, Private? What platoon you going to? Okay. Yeah, that's me. Ha ha. Yeah. You coming to the Warriors. Your ass is mine. Ha 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 ha. Oh shit. High five battle. I am your drill sergeant. Backbone. B-A-C-K. I know because you can't pass your freaking PT test. Holy shit, Private. You're so goddamn ugly. You make me want to throw dead kittens at orphans. When you file a complaint, make sure you spell it right. Backbone. Ha ha. Suck it the hell up, Private. Who the freak you calling a sir, Private? Okay. All right. Burpees. No. Shit call. Get this shit out of my face, Private. Get back in formation. Sergeant Briggs. We got a crier. Look at him. It's fucking embarrassing. Crying. Grown ass man. Holy shit, Private. Hey, stop beatboxing, Private. If you're from Philadelphia, New York City, Baltimore, or Jersey, step out to my left, your right, and start fucking pushing. I know all about you city boys. Get your freaking back straight, Private. You eyeballing me, Private? You think you can kick my ass? Come on, hit me, right here. You tough, right? Billy Badass, right? Come here, Private. Oh, you have muscle failure, huh? Huh? Go ahead and eat your freaking fat cakes and your fatty pies, and guess what? It's about to get hot.
All right. Yeah, it's about to get hot. There you go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Sergeant Miller with First Formation, and you're listening to revolution.radio, freedomslips.org, freedomslips.net. I want to tell Why Not thank you. Thank you for that show, Why Not, and all those guys. You had Jeremiah, Mechanic's brother. You had Daryl up there talking that syntax. You had JP from Utah. Yeah, shout out to everybody. Shout out to Two Feathers. Yeah, like I said, you're listening to Sergeant Miller's First Formation. It is currently 1:05 a.m. Central, which is 2 a.m. Eastern. So I hope everyone's doing all right. Make sure you go to the website, revolution.radio, freedomslips.org, freedomslips.net. Make sure you become a patron because this is a listener supported internet radio station. So yeah, so I got a good 5x5 in chat. Shout out to everybody in chat. Flea, I see you stayed up tonight, Flea. Thank you for that. Got Jared Jammer. I know May Street is listening. We got Johnson and Cojones Incorporated, hellified name. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Where should we go from here? Sent out some links to Jared Bear. He said he's gonna be here in a minute. Let's see. I also sent a link out to Vasto. If you listened to the show last week, Vasto was the radio station's friend from Romania. So yeah, I'm trying to put together a great show for us. Uh, I see we had some breaking news, huh, with Iran. I might let me find that right quick. Something happened with the Iranian president. Like a helicopter crash. Yeah, that's a crazy story. Let me see. Let me play a quick little thing of that. Search on the way, CNN, Crab News Network. All right, let's get this thing started. Hope everyone's doing all right.
Iran's president, who was on board a helicopter that crashed today. Josh Letterman has an update for us. I know you're following it from London. What do you know, Josh?
We're just getting some information, Alex, from the vice president of Iran, the executive vice president, Mohsen Mansouri. He's been speaking on state television, and he has revealed that rescuers have actually made contact with two people who were aboard that helicopter. They say that those two people who were on that helicopter have made contact with rescue forces. Now, they're not disclosing at this point what they have learned from those conversations, and obviously the big question everyone has, what is the status of President Raisi and the others on board? But according to the executive vice president of Iran, he says that the helicopter took off about 1 p.m. local time, and by 1:30, contact with the helicopter was lost. We know that the other two helicopters who were in the convoy with the president of Iran searched, according to the executive vice president, those helicopters then searched for the one that had hit the ground. And at this point, we don't have any additional information about whether they were able to locate that helicopter or what happened with those other two helicopters. But we are hearing from the head of the Red Crescent in Iran, which is essentially their equivalent of the Red Cross. They say that they are approaching the site that they believe is the site of this incident. So if they are able to reach that site, potentially we could start to know more in the coming minutes and hours, Alex.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. So yeah, they got some shit going on overseas. Boy, boy, boy. Didn't they have that Slovakian that had got assassinated, got shot last week? Now you got the Iranian president. Man, 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 man. It's gonna be a hellified week. Well, let's see what's going on in history on this day. All right. So today is May 20th, 2024. So this day in history, you had the first Council of Nicaea, 325, first ecumenical council of Christian bishops at Nicaea, Asia Minor. Christian saint and Greek bishop of Myra St. Nicholas. There you go. There you go. Your Constantine. There you go. In 1495, French King Charles VIII leaves Naples. Then in 1498, Portuguese explorer Vasco da Gama arrives at Calcutta, India, becoming the first European to reach India by sea. In 1514, English King Henry VIII grants a charter to the Corporation of Trinity House to regulate pilotage on the River Thames in London. 1609, William Shakespeare's sonnets are first published in London, perhaps illicitly, by publisher Thomas Thorpe. All right, 1690 on this day, English passes Act of Grace forgiving followers of James II. 1736 on this day, royal approval is given by King George II to construct the original Westminster Bridge across the River Thames in London. And in 1825, King Charles X becomes King of France. 1862 on this day, U.S. President Abraham Lincoln signs into law the Homestead Act to provide cheap land for the settlement of American West, 80 million acres by 1900. Let's see, what is else some more significant? Since we're talking about debt, this is what I found also in this day. Italian explorer and navigator who discovered, quote unquote, discovered the New World for Spain and initiated European colonization, dies around the age of 54. So there you go. Columbus dies this day. And also Marquis de Lafayette, American patriot and French revolutionary, dies at 76. So there goes your death ritual. Just something to bring up. And with Marquis de Lafayette, the city next to me, Lafayette, is named after him. A lot of people don't know that, and they grew up in Louisiana all their life. That goes to show you. Well, since we got that out the way, let's see, where should we go? I think I want to go. I found this dealing with Zionism. I was studying Zionism a little bit. Well, not a little bit, but a whole lot. Let's see. I found a Harry Truman that was doing a commercial back in his presidency. So I'm gonna go ahead and find that and bring that up. Just a couple just showing a couple contrasts on Zionism and how far back Zionism really goes. Because these days, you hear people talking about the Jews and Judaism, and a lot of people don't know Zionism is like the radical part of Judaism. So I just want to bring up some facts with that. I got Harry Truman, and then I got Kwame Ture. I found him talking about Zionism back in the 60s. So let's see. Let me find a good one. Let's go with this one.
7:58, take one.
All right, cue for the next map. Put the rivers on immediately. All right.
I had some surveys made in this part of the world when I was President of the United States. This Dead Sea Valley is far below the Mediterranean Sea Valley, several hundred feet. My idea was to get a siphon from the Mediterranean Sea to the Dead Sea Valley, because after you got the water started through that siphon, we'd say 100 yards wide, the water itself would do its own pumping. You wouldn't have to pump it. It would run just exactly like a siphon, because this end of it would be far below the Mediterranean Sea. And of course, that's an inexhaustible source of water, but it's only fit for power. It's salt water. Then I had a survey made of the Tigris and the Euphrates valleys with the idea of finding out whether they were still a potential place for the settlement of people. When that survey was made, it was discovered that some of the old canals were still there, that were there in the time of Nineveh and Babylon, and that if those rivers were again put to work as they were in the time of the great population of Babylon and Nineveh, they'd support at least 3 million or 4 million people, just as they did in the time of Nineveh and Babylon. And that in that way, you'd put all this country here to be into production instead of letting it go to pot. You could not very well economically get the Tigris, the Euphrates Valley into Israel, because there's a great hump here over which it wouldn't go. But you can take the Mediterranean Sea over that hump and let it fall into the Dead Sea, and it'll do its own pumping. That was what I had in mind. And that survey was made by the Tennessee Valley Authority, and the report of it's in my file yet.
Okay. There you go. He said cut. Yeah, they was doing propaganda back then in black and white. Boy. Yeah, that's crazy. But that was some good old Harry Truman, huh? Yeah, Truman was no joke. All right, let's see. Let's get back to all right, so okay, so I told Jerry you can join whenever he feels like it. All right. Let me get to Kwame Ture. I had found him. He was a revolutionary around the Black Panthers time in Africa. So he had spoke on Zionism, and it really put a lot of things in perspective. I like to show like a rainbow.
Good day. I just wanted.
I like to show like a rainbow when I'm trying to dissect an issue. So that Zionism, like I was saying, you saw it. Well, some people saw it, but if you listen to what Truman was talking about, he was talking about economics and the trade, commerce and trade in that area. So here on Rev Radio, that's what we've been talking about with these programs that Israel is currently going through with a genocide. That's the proper term. You got to put it in this proper term. So the genocide that is going on right now with the innocent women, children, and men of Palestine. You saw how or heard how Harry Truman made it what seems civilized, like this area, that area. They trying to bring that that canal. They want a bigger canal where a lot of those shipper carriers won't be caught up. And then you got Turkey with jurisdiction, naval jurisdiction over there in the Black Sea. So it's a lot. It's a lot, man. It's so much. It's so much thinking. That's why places like Rev Radio is very important, because you can dissect this thing. Okay, Fleet. No, there's Kwame Ture. I'm gonna put it in chat as soon as I play it. So here we go. This is Kwame Ture on Zionism, 1996.
You also mentioned Zionism and said that some of our young people in the Persian Gulf may not understand the role that Zionism is playing in this conflict. Could you explain what you mean by that?
Unfortunately, they don't know what Zionism is, but Zionism is a political philosophy which has brought about the state of Israel, the so-called state of Israel. This political philosophy has nothing to do with religion. On the contrary, it seeks to confuse others and let them think that Zionism and Judaism is one and the same. I am a conscious African. I know properly my history. I know that Africa gave Judaism to the world. I know that the first Jews in the world were Africans. Not only do I know this, but I inform everyone who has doubts about it to read a book by Sigmund Freud entitled Moses and Monotheism as a Beginning. Consequently, I know that Judaism and Zionism are not the same. Zionism had its first organizational expressions in 1897 in Basel, Switzerland, in Europe. Here was a man by the name of Theodor Herzl, H-E-R-Z-L. He was the founder of Zionism. He said that he was going to find the state that God promised the Jews. Listen to this very carefully. This man, Herzl, was an atheist. He believed that there was no God. He said God did not exist. Now, how is it that a man who believes that God does not exist is going to find a state that God promised to his chosen people? I'm telling you, this man is Satan in disguise. Zionism is a satanic movement. It is devil. It is imperialism. It is racist. It has gone and taken the lands of the Palestinian people and through terrorism has driven them out. And through terrorism, it maintains its power. And the United States of America, with over 6 million homeless, sends to Israel billions and billions and billions of dollars everywhere to bomb Palestinian people while homeless people are here and unemployed are here. Zionism is going to raise this war and make the people in America become clear to what it is and become anti-Zionist and stop the aid to Israel and use the money to take care of the homeless in this country.
Nah, that was 60 years ago. Damn, it sounded like he just did an interview today. There you go. That was Kwame Ture. He spoke powerful words. Sound like we went in time, huh? Went back in time. Went back to the future. Man. I'm telling you, man, when you put this thing in perspective, you realize ain't nothing changed but the date on the calendar. Because it's the same old shit. All right. So we got that Kwame out the way. And I'm building this up because it's, perspectives on Zionism. That's, man, it amazes me how many people don't know about Zionism. So, okay, so here go Harry Truman again. Let's play this one from another perspective.
We had several other people in the country, even among the Jews, the Zionists particularly, who were against anything that was to be done if they couldn't have the whole of Palestine and everything handed to them on a silver plate so they wouldn't have to do anything. It couldn't be done. We had to take it in small doses. You can't move 5 or 6 million people out of a country and fill it up with 5 or 6 million more and expect both sets of them to be pleased. We had all sorts of objections to everything that was done. Something had to be done. We went ahead and done it and had it done, and now it's working out. Eventually, I think we'll have them all satisfied. But it's going to take a great deal of time yet to get the job done.
Could you tell us that they were worried about war with the Arabs?
I also antagonized a lot of people by recognizing the state of Israel as soon as it was formed.
1949.
But don't think that decision to recognize Israel was an easy one. I had to make a compromise with the Arabs and divide Palestine. The Jews wanted to chase all the Arabs into the Tigris and Euphrates River, and the Arabs wanted to chase all the Jews into the Red Sea. And what I was trying to do was to find a homeland for the Jews and still be just with the Arabs. But when you go into a thing of that kind, the people you help most are the ones that get most angry with you.
Could you tell us specifically that a lot of Jewish people were against you, too?
Oh, well, there were a lot of Jewish people against me because they wanted the whole of Palestine. As I say, they wanted to drive all the Arabs into the Tigris and Euphrates rivers.
Yeah. 39.
There they were on both sides. There I was in the middle, between both sides. I was in the position of the referee in a prize ring when the two big wrestlers turned on the referee instead of going ahead with the wrestling. I was in real trouble.
Okay. Take one. Take your time, sir.
But there was an immediate need. Those displaced persons had to have a place to live, and it was up to us to find it. find them a place where they could live decently, where they could have things to eat and things to wear that they needed.
Could I get that with a stronger voice, sir? Okay.
I'll try my best. I didn't know I was getting weak in the neck. I knew it was weaker a little further up. But there was an immediate need.
Well, as you can see, like, I think I'm on Rumble. I should be on Rumble. So if you see how they're putting their production together for like a presidential, talking points. So that was Harry Truman in 1948. 1948. This shit been going on. With the Balfour Declaration and all of this, man, this shit is, it just doesn't stop. Just doesn't stop, man. Doesn't stop. So, okay, so I played the Harry Truman. I hope that gave a little idea of Zionism in action. Because you saw he pointed to the map, Palestine. It wasn't Israel on his map, and this is 1948. So that goes to show you. How this thing is orchestrated. So with that being said, let me go to Malcolm X on Palestine.
Palestinian struggle is not just a cry for justice. It's a blistering battle for the most fundamental human rights that every living soul on this planet should inherit by birthright. It's an unyielding resistance against the oppressive, suffocating grip of occupation and the callous denial of the most basic human dignity. Just as the civil rights movement in the United States fought against the chains of racial discrimination, so too do the Palestinian people strive to shatter the chains of occupation and tyranny. Never forget, my friends, that the Palestinians, much like African Americans in the United States, have been subjected to a heart-wrenching history of suffering and torment. The birth of Israel in 1948 brought forth the mass expulsion and dispossession of hundreds of thousands of Palestinians from their ancestral homes and land. This is a historic injustice that continues to haunt the lives of Palestinians to this very day. The situation in Palestine serves as a brutal reminder of the consequences of colonialism and the ruthless dispossession of indigenous peoples. It is an agonizing reminder that the fight for justice knows no borders, and we must stand united in solidarity with all oppressed peoples, whether they reside in the United States, South Africa, or anywhere around the world. Let's be unequivocally clear. Advocating for the rights of the Palestinian people is not synonymous with denying the rights and security of the Jewish people. The fight for justice in Palestine is not an assault on any particular group, but an unwavering stand against the policies of a Zionist state that has for far too long stripped Palestinians of their rights. We must remember that numerous Jewish voices also resound in the calls for justice and peace in Palestine, and their voices must not be silenced. In our relentless pursuit of justice for the Palestinian people, we must also acknowledge that it is in the best interest of the entire world to seek a just and enduring solution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. It is a pursuit in the name of peace, stability, and the dignity of all mankind. But let me underscore this. The battle for justice in Palestine is not merely a political struggle, it's an elemental moral battle. It's the fight for the most basic human rights of a people who have suffered these injustices for far too long. It's the fight for the right to exist in peace and security, free from the ceaseless specter of violence and dispossession. If you're not careful, the newspapers will have you hating the people who are being oppressed and loving the people who are doing the oppressing. I implore every person of conscience, regardless of their origins or beliefs, to stand steadfast with the Palestinian people in their unwavering quest for justice. by any means necessary. Let us unite in building a world where every soul can live in freedom and dignity, where the rights of every individual are not just respected, but celebrated. The struggle for justice in Palestine is a universal fight, a resonating echo of the battles waged by oppressed people across the globe. It's a battle we must champion, a torch we must carry, and a legacy we must honor. Thank you, and free Palestine.
And you wonder why his own people killed him. Malcolm X, ladies and gentlemen, great clip. He told you he was for people of consciousness. That's what's missing in this world. A consciousness of right and wrong. Accountability for your actions. That's what I talk about. Accountability on all fronts. I don't care what walk of life you come from. It's about responsibility and accountability. And I see you in the chat, Flea, Harry Truman. Harry Truman was the 33rd president, and he was part of the Democratic Party. There you go, Flea. Yeah, but like I said, responsibility and accountability. When I was a platoon sergeant, and my platoon, I had to know the strengths and weaknesses of every soldier I was accountable for. That takes a lot. That's a lot of patience. And just paying attention to a soldier's personality. So what made my job easy, I put the responsibility on my platoon to perform. That made my job easy because they felt part of something that wasn't just a robot or just artificial. It felt organic. Like what I used to do whenever it was end of day formation and it was time to clean up, I didn't just go sit in the office. I took my blouse off and went in that bathroom with the men and helped them clean up. Because you know what? I was using the bathroom too. So why can't I clean up while they cleaning up? And that right there earned a lot of respect from a lot of these soldiers. That's why I'm still in contact with, man, about 100 different soldiers across the world right now, whether they're retired or they're still in it. It's still that form of respect. And that's what I enjoyed the most out of being a platoon sergeant. So yeah, I was playing that Malcolm X. I wanted to build it up to this right here. This was South Africa this week. Let's see, let me find it. Hope that the internet ain't tripping. Yeah, this was South African lawyers having
in a bold move demonstrating its commitment to justice and human rights. South Africa has once again taken a strong stand against the Israeli government's military operations in Gaza. Today, the South African government fulfilled its promise to push for an end to the ongoing brutal military actions in Rafah, a city in the southern Gaza Strip. South African representatives delivered compelling arguments that reverberated through the halls of power, not only in Israel but also in Washington and London. Their statements cut through the layers of propaganda and hypocrisy that often obscure the realities of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. This diplomatic offensive underscores South Africa's position as a steadfast ally of the suffering people of Gaza. During his speech, the South African representative criticized the International Court for what he described as its reluctance to legally address the crimes committed by the Netanyahu-led regime in Palestine. He urged the court to reflect on its own standards, suggesting that had such a crisis occurred outside the influence of powerful nations, an arrest warrant would have already been issued. He called on the court to uphold its mandate of justice and stand as a beacon of hope for the ordinary Palestinian people enduring the harsh realities of what he described as an apartheid state. The court must look in the mirror the representative stated. If these atrocities were happening elsewhere, where the court doesn't fear repercussions, action would have been swift. It is time for the court to rise above its hesitations and fulfill its justice obligations. This powerful appeal raises critical questions about the future actions of the International Court. Will it issue an arrest warrant against those violating international law in the Palestinian territories? Does it possess the courage to challenge its influential backers and seek justice for the long-suffering Palestinian people? The international community now watches closely as the court faces a test of its judicial resilience. South Africa's vocal and unwavering stance highlights the urgency of the situation and the need for a robust and impartial legal response to the ongoing conflict in Gaza.
Mr. President, distinguished members of the court, it is an honor and a privilege for me to appear before you on behalf of the Republic of South Africa. I wish to thank the court for setting this matter down for an oral hearing on the earliest possible date, recognizing the extreme urgency of its circumstances. Since its initial application, South Africa found itself compelled to return to this court, both in February and March 2024, to request for the indication of additional provisional measures to prevent Israel's persistent acts of genocide against the Palestinian people in Gaza. Sadly, South Africa is yet again compelled to return to this court in recognition of its obligation under the Genocide Convention due to the continuing annihilation of the Palestinian people, with over 35,000 now killed and most of Gaza reduced to rubble. Despite the short notice of this oral hearing, South Africa has traveled here today to do what it can to urgently stop the ongoing genocide. The gravity of the attacks requiring urgent and speedy proceedings to preserve the rights of the Palestinian people, a commitment which South Africa takes seriously. Israel is escalating its attacks on Palestinians in Gaza, and in so doing is willfully breaching the binding orders of this court. Israel similarly breaches the binding resolutions of the United Nations Security Council, erroneously believing from the lack of countermeasures by the international community that it is exempt from having to respect international law. This institutionalized impunity has led Israel to engage in this genocide, which has shocked the conscience of humanity. South Africa is mindful that the present genocide operates in denial of the Palestinian people's inalienable right to self-determination and collective right to return to their homes in Palestine. This genocide takes place within the context of the ongoing Nakba, the 76th anniversary of which was celebrated yesterday. The continued forced displacement of the Palestinian people, the erasure of Palestinian presence in Palestine, and replacement with colonial settlers. A criminal process entrenched and maintained by 76 years of apartheid and 56 years of illegal, belligerent occupation. Undoubtedly, the ongoing scenes of Palestinians being forced to repeatedly flee for their lives is only reminiscent of the Nakba of 1948. It is a continuation of it. 7 months ago, South Africa could not have imagined that Gaza would now be mostly wiped off the map. It could not foresee that every family, every neighborhood, every class of students, every workplace would be pulled apart, killed, maimed, displaced, malnourished, or starved. South Africa had hoped, when we last appeared before this court, to halt this genocidal process, to preserve Palestine and its people. Instead, Israel's genocide has continued apace and has just reached a new and horrific stage.
No, they're putting this out on the record. This is what you're listening to. These South African human rights lawyers. That's deep. A lot of people don't know about human rights lawyers. Like when you go overseas, being in the military, they brief you on the embassies. All of these embassies across the world with the United States jurisdiction. And in these embassies, you meet these counselors, CONSULAR, counselors, not councils, but counselors. And these counselors deal with international, nationalized, diplomatic principles. So, like, if you're in a foreign country and you have an incident in a foreign country, you would have representation by the consular which at your nearest embassy. So that's what I'm bringing up, the thoughts of that. So that's what you're seeing right here with these South African human rights lawyers. They putting out the words of like genocide. They're putting it out there on the record. Let's continue.
Israel has sought to hide its crimes through the weaponization of international humanitarian law. It pretends that the civilians it ruthlessly kills through its 2,000-pound bombs, through its targeted airstrikes, through its artificial intelligence systems, through its executions, are human shields. This whitewashing of Israel's genocide misses the key and fundamental element, that of the massive and still mounting evidence of Israel's genocidal intent. Documents and videos of Israeli parliamentarians and military leaders calling for the destruction of the Palestinian people in Gaza. Incitement by Israeli civil society and leading public Israeli figures, all collectively supporting the genocide and its continuation. Israel continues to show utter contempt for Palestinian life, operating with impunity. South Africa has no other option than to once again seek protection in the halls of justice for the fundamental right of the Palestinian people to their existence. Although this present application was triggered by the unfolding horrific situation in Rafah, Israel's genocidal onslaught across Gaza has intensified over the past few days, also warranting the attention of this court. With that, Mr. President, I respectfully wish to request you to invite Professor Von Low to set out South Africa's substantive legal arguments. I thank you.
I thank the agent of South Africa for his statement. I now invite Professor Von Low to take the floor. You have the floor, sir.
Thank you, sir. Mr. President, members of the court, it is a privilege to appear before you and an honor to have been entrusted with the presentation of this part of South Africa's submission. This is not a routine case. It's not even a routine case on the use of force or on international humanity.
Now, for the people that are watching on Rumble, that can watch the video, you see how this gentleman has on the wig. Now, in the second hour, I'm going to get into the Whigamore, the Whigs, the Democrat and Republican. I got a presentation in the second hour on the significance of the wig. Not necessarily breaking down what the wig means, but it was just a representation of like nobility at a certain time in our history. So I just wanted to bring that up to the people that's watching it on video on Rumble. So let's continue.
Humanitarian law. South Africa is here because the Palestinian people are facing genocide in Gaza, and your previous orders have not succeeded in protecting them against that. The court held in January that the Palestinians have a legal right to protection against genocide, and that South Africa had shown that there was a real and imminent risk to the irreparable violation of that right. The court issued an order because it considered it necessary to protect the Palestinian people against genocide, and it issued a further order in March. But whether because of a lack of clarity as to precisely what the orders require, or because Israel chooses to ignore them, they have not been effective. The United Nations has a framework, including the Security Council and the General Assembly, for addressing international disputes. But this part has not worked well in this case. And South Africa respectfully asks the court to reassert its authority and its role in this framework. South Africa has considered the technical legal requirements for provisional measures, change in the situation and so on, and will address them. But the essential point is that the court has the power to act, to ensure that its previous orders and its eventual judgment will not be worthless, and that the Palestinian people will be protected, and that it needs to exercise that power now. Israel's action is directed against the Palestinian people throughout Gaza and the West Bank. South Africa's request was initially focused on Rafah because the imminent prospect of death and suffering on a massive scale resulting from Israel's attack. But since that request was made, it has become increasingly clear that Israel's actions in Rafah are part of the end game, in which Gaza is utterly destroyed as an area capable of human habitation. This is the last step in the destruction of Gaza and its Palestinian people. It was Rafah that brought South Africa to the court, but it is all Palestinians as a national, ethnical, and racial group who need the protection from genocide that the court can order. We've heard expressions of outrage that anyone could accuse Israel of acting in this way. We've heard assurances that Israel was doing everything in its power to avoid civilian deaths as it exercised its claimed right of self-defense. We've heard boasts that Israel's army is the most moral army in history. And we've heard denials that there is famine in Gaza. For months, people, particularly in the West, have appeared unwilling to accept that the accusations are true. How could people who look like us and sound like us possibly engage in anything like genocide? But the evidence has to be faced. My colleagues will take you to that evidence, including evidence of continued bombings, attacks on people in so-called safe areas to which they've been directed by Israel, attacks on aid convoys, and of mass graves and the horrors of which the corpses speak. There is no credible argument that this catastrophe is not real. The court has already found a real and imminent risk of the violation of the rights of the Palestinian people to protection against genocide. The court is aware of the statements of the United Nations Secretary General, of the President of the United States, of heads of state and foreign ministers from around the world, and of the heads of international aid agencies. They and the personal accounts and the news footage that emerges from Gaza tell a consistent story of unimaginable horror, and it continues as we speak. Most of Gaza has been razed. The survivors who are from time to time allowed to return to their homes are returning to rubble, with no homes, no running water or electricity or sewage or other working infrastructure. And with the few possessions that they've managed to carry with them on cart.
Yeah, this is no joke. He's putting it out there. And I appreciate the opportunity to put this type of information out that is sound and solid. This shit is serious because they're charging Israel with war crimes. So that means also in this, Benjamin Netanyahu's arrest is imminent. That's what they're saying in this presentation. So yeah, this is serious. And also, been hearing things about Zelensky. What this is, Zelensky, if he doesn't step down by the end of the year, he'll be considered what, a dictator. He always was a dictator. Yeah, I mean, man, it's crazy. So I think we got like maybe 6-7 minutes left. Just wanted to tell you thank you for listening to Sergeant Miller on this show called First Formation. Shout out to everybody in the Rev Radio land, in the Matrix chat. Got a lot of action. I hope everybody is energized. And shout out to everybody in Rumble. I'd like to thank Deacon for sharing my stream with Rumble on my Rumble page. And I put that in Matrix chat also. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoying the show so far. Got a couple minutes left until the second hour break. I hope that I'm coming in loud and clear, Lima Charlie. Yeah, but the clip I'm playing now is these South African human rights lawyers putting all of these crimes on the record on the international court. I thought it was very interesting. That's why I built up with Harry Truman and Malcolm X and Kwame Ture, just to build up to where we are right now. So yeah. Oh, Flea said Zelensky's term is up tomorrow. Well, we shall see. Yeah, but make sure you go to the Revolution Radio homepage, freedomslips.org, freedomslips.net. Become a Patreon and support this freedom of speech platform, internet radio. Got some great people here. You can go to the archives on the website. The archives are free. So yeah, it's a great place, to support. That's why I'm here doing my show First Formation. So yeah, with that said, let's continue.
Or cars as they're pushed from one so-called safe area to the next. If the court does not act now, the possibility of rebuilding a viable Palestinian society in Gaza will be destroyed, at least for the lifetime of those who survive the current horrors of Gaza. The details are not always easy to verify because Israel continues to bar independent investigators and journalists from entering Gaza. And over 100 journalists who were in Gaza have been killed since the Israeli attacks began. But Israel cannot block investigations by independent investigators and then say that the court cannot proceed because there is insufficient evidence against it. The court has to deal with this case on the basis of its appraisal of the best evidence available to it. Israel may again invoke its claimed right of self-defense, but it does not address three glaringly obvious points. First, The right of self-defense does not give a state a license to use unlimited violence. No right of self-defense can ever extend to a right to inflict massive, indiscriminate violence and starvation collectively on an entire people. Second, nothing, not self-defense or anything else, can ever justify genocide. The prohibition on genocide is absolute, a peremptory norm of international law. Third, the court ruled in 2004 that there is no right of self-defense by an occupying state against the territory that it occupies. The key point today is that Israel's declared aim of wiping Gaza from the map is about to be realized. Further, evidence of appalling crimes and atrocities is literally being destroyed and bulldozed, in effect wiping the slate clean for those who've committed these crimes and making a mockery of justice. The court is not powerless, and South Africa submits with respect that it must do something to assert not only its own authority, but the authority of international law. South Africa submits that in order to secure the entry and distribution of food and humanitarian supplies and to save lives, a halt to Israeli military operations across Gaza.
That was some serious charges he just brought up. So let's see. What you got to say?
And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
That I think that was appropriate right there. Yeah, at least somebody standing up with some kahunas. Oh boy. Well, we got a minute left. Music should be popping on at any second for the second hour break. Well, first hour into second hour break. So yeah, there we go. You're listening to Sergeant Miller's First Formation here, live on revolution.radio. And I'm also on my Rumble page. So go ahead and get your break, get you some coffee, some tea, and we'll be right back.
Listen to Revolution Radio at freedomslips.com, and we'll be right back after this message.
Hey everyone, it's Barbara Jean Lindsay, the Cosmic Oracle. If you have questions about your past lives or future plans, need answers from the cosmos about your love life or career, or just want to keep your finger on the pulse of the planet, check out my show, The Cosmic Oracle, here on Revolution Radio at freedomslips.com.
Did you ever feel that things were not quite right? That everything was just ever so slightly askew?
Do you have, to paraphrase Morpheus, a splinter in your mind?
If you're interested in hearing the latest information about UFOs, the paranormal,
ancient cultures and structures,
monatomic elements,
longevity,
fantastic discoveries in science,
downloaded to your brain,
then tune into us. Hi, I'm Dave.
And I'm Mackie.
And we are Shiny Side Out, Sundays 2 to 4 a.m. Eastern. See you then.
Revolution Radio, freedomslips.com. You don't need to expect us. We're already here.
The Secret Kindergarten is here for the young children of the world. The best program on the radio for kids. Dealing with the most important topics in the whole universe. Fairy tales, music and movement, numbers, plants, animals, fun, colors, insects. Take care and Cast your ears out to catch a story from the world of other young things. Reach out, up, under, and over. Sing a song. Talk about feelings. Just remember the magic word. The magic word is no. Step on into the secret kindergarten. Saturdays, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on Revolution Radio.
There you go. Well, welcome back. Thank you for that, Phil Collins. That's some great music to come back. That feel it in the air. Boy, don't you feel it in the air? I know I do. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the second hour of Sergeant Miller's First Formation here on revolution.radio, freedomslips.org, freedomslips.net. And I'm also on my Rumble page, which you can see visually. You can see how handsome I am. Yeah, there we go. Just like to have some fun, man, in this crazy ass world. Yeah, shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Uh, thank you for that, Jared Jammer. Yeah, got that picture of Phil Collins there. Yeah, that's great music, great music. So in the first hour, I got into a little Zionism, and I just wanted to bring that up because I know there's a lot of people don't know about Zionism. Protocols of the Elders of Zion. You got the Noahide laws, and shout out to Rev Radio, man, because I really don't hear people talking about the Noahide laws. That's some serious shit. That's some serious shit. Because you know, in the protocols of Zion, they call the people that's not in the party, they call them Gayim, which means you're like cattle, or you're ready for the slaughter. You ain't nothing. So yeah, that's the mentality of these people. So shout out to everyone that's listening. Um, let's see. think I'll pull. Let me see if Jer Bear is available. I'm gonna go ahead and pull him in and see what he's up to. I know I sent him a link. And I'm gonna send a link to Vasto. See how these gentlemen are doing. Looks like I got you, Jer.
Yes, you do. How are you? I just
Oh,
I had to go gamble, get my blood thinned out. How you doing? Who's here?
I'm all right. It was just me in the first hour. I was just playing some clips I had found with Harry Truman and Malcolm X on Zionism. So I hope the people enjoyed that. And we're live on Rumble too.
Right on. Who's with us?
Yeah.
Deacon?
Well, Deacon is on mute. He's just running he's running the Rumble, but Deacon's more than welcome to comment whenever he feels like it. He probably sipping some Jack Daniel right now. So
He don't
smoking
sip. He
and,
drinks.
and smoking a cigar.
I'm just I had a shot of God dog it. I had a double shot of Jägermeister and I didn't drink my full beer, and I walked in there and I left with $100. So
There you go.
I vested like 25 to win 100 on a little
All right.
bullshit machine. So I'm
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. You can fight another couple days with that $100, huh?
Well, I can't fight. I just give it away if I can't fight.
So what you was playing? What game you was gambling on?
I was playing 5 cents away, 4-team, 7 and 8, 4-7 spot Keno at a nickel away. So it was 20 cents a game. They go quick. But I hit that bastard because I play 4. I play a 7 spot, and 2 8 spots, and they're all together. All those numbers are together. And I hit for I said, God dog. I hit it and on 4 cents away at 16 cents that game, and it paid me $80. Because I hit all those numbers. But usually I'm not that lucky.
Well, hey, the sun shines on a dog ass every now and then, huh?
That's what I try to. And so I went and got me some cigarettes and some carne fries. Have you ever had carne asada French fries?
Is that what like a queso, like chili cheese
It's
fries?
French fries. It's French fries, and then it's got thin carne asada meat that's a chili base, and they put it on top of the French fries, and then they put sour cream on it, and I got chili on the side. So I've got to keep it a couple bites, so I got to mute out for a minute because it's going to get cold. So
well, I thought about you this week, and I made this clip for you. Let me see if you like it.
Okay, and also, man, I've been going off. My own time has been studying what the shit's going on with you know who.
Oh, what you talking about with bad boy?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
I think we can get into that in the third hour. We got another hour.
Sure. I can tell, man. I think we'll get into it in the third hour. Just remember, I said the CIA, and we'll go from there. So I don't space my head. But it's nice that I'm glad I showed up. Well, I'm an hour late? That's okay. I told you I'd be late.
I'm gonna just take it out your pay. Don't worry about it.
Okay. All right. Don't be too rough on me now.
Well, look, I made this clip for you, just for you, Jer. We're gonna add this into the show.
All right.
I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, "I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore!" I want you.
All right. Don't that sum that up?
That sums it up.
That sums it up.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Is Shanna coming in tonight?
No, she was on the road. I had messaged her like an hour ago. So
you know
yeah,
who else I'd like to see join us is Trucker Gerald. My friend down in Arizona. Anybody that's anybody. We had a good time with Bo. I can't even think of his name now. With a V. What's his name?
You're talking about Vasto.
Vasto, yeah.
Yeah. I'll send him a link. So if he joins, I got some talking points if he joins. So, it is what it is. Yeah, but
I miss Shanna. I like to flirt with her. Don't tell her I said that.
You wanna well, I'm pretty sure she heard you.
Oh, she listening in? Oh no, I made a mistake.
You don't put yourself out there. You don't went on the record.
I'm in trouble now. God bless it.
You want to give in your call-in number right quick?
Sure. Anybody that would like to call in, anybody. I would like to say 702-605-4436. 702-605-4436. Call in, Deacon. God damn it. Go carry on, Sarge. I'm gonna mute out and I gotta take a couple before this gets cold.
It's all good. It's all good.
I didn't wait to eat. I called right away. That's my what do you call it? Dedication. So I'll be right here if you need me, and I'll be on mute. Okay, brother? Carry on.
It's all good. It's all good. Thank you, Jerry. All right. So with that being said, let's see. I'm gonna try to build this up again. The Democrat and Republican of how the orchestra, how the maestro, they're both on the same team. Let's get that understood. Democrats and Republicans. So this week you had a little cat fight during a committee meeting. So I'm play a little bit of that. Here we go.
In this special nighttime episode, we resume the madcap comedy mystery series called Comer's High Crimes and Misadventures, the hilarious quest to impeach a president who has done nothing wrong, an avowedly low-budget but multi-million-dollar taxpayer-funded production, which most Americans assumed had ended 2 months ago and had completely forgotten about. But tonight, with the cast and crew now fresh back from a surprise trip to New York City.
You mean like the January 6th committee?
Stop it. I'd like my time restored to me, Mr. Chairman.
Order. Chair recognizes ranking member.
Okay. Different congressional investigations and inquiries. And I know that pleases the gentlelady from Georgia because he issued.
I just want to hear Joe Biden. Why can't the American people hear him?
Order, Mr. Chairman. Get her under control.
President Trump issued an edict. No, I am glad that the gentlelady from Georgia is learning something tonight, okay?
I'd like to know if any of the Democrats on this committee are employing Judge Merchan's daughter.
Please tell me what that has to do with Merrick Garland.
Is she a porn star?
Oh, Goldman. That's right. He's advising. Okay.
He's advising who? What? Do you know what we're here for? You know we're here about AG.
I don't think you know what you're here for.
Well, you the one talking about.
I think your fake eyelashes are messing up.
No, ain't nothing.
Hold on.
Listen.
Order.
Mr. Chairman, would you please regain order of your committee?
Order.
Oh, man. Hold on, man. What Marjorie, what she said?
I'm your huckleberry.
Boy, this was funny.
Please.
Point of order.
We have a point of order. Mr. Lynch, state your point.
I do have a point of order, and I would like to move to take down Ms. Green's words. That is absolutely unacceptable. How dare you attack the physical appearance of another person?
Are your feelings hurt?
Her words down. Oh, girl, baby girl.
Oh, really?
Don't even play.
Baby girl? I don't think
we are gonna move.
AOC. Let me tell you something, AOC.
Doesn't matter what you think.
There you go. And another one. Let's go with this one.
You big dummy.
Boy, I'm just trying to have fun.
I met Red Fox one time.
I second that motion.
So I met Red Fox at downtown years ago at the God dog, I can't think of the casino, but he was playing Keno and I was in the Keno room with, I probably told you this before. He had about an inch thick of Keno tickets, and him and his girlfriend, that Oriental lady.
Yeah.
He was cool. I talked to him for a minute. He says he was cool.
Yeah, yeah, that's why I put it on my sound bites, You know,
for a dummy, you make a lot of sense. For a dummy, you make a lot of sense.
Boy. You gotta have fun with it, Jeff.
Yeah, and how many of his people that his actors, Lamont, him and Grady, and I'm trying to think of all of the names of them. Grady, and then they have the Puerto Rican dude.
Yeah. I forgot his name.
Hey, Mr. Stamper, how you doing, Mr. Stamper? Me and Julio. Oh, his name was Julio.
Julio, there you go.
My mind's working. Okay, let's see these card names.
It's all good.
Go ahead, Chef. I'm right behind you. I'll mute out.
Yeah. There you go. Get your grub on. Well, we're gonna play some more of this, and then we're gonna get into a little history after this.
So who will have to pay us? Okay. All right. We're suspending. Okay. Ms. Green agrees to strike her words.
I believe she needs to apologize. No.
Perry, okay, hold on. Then after Mr. Perry's going to be recognized, then Ms. Green
I'm not
has 4 minutes and
apologizing.
21
Well,
seconds.
then you're
reserve the right to
your words.
I am not apologizing.
No, let's go. Come on, guys.
Why don't you debate me?
Mr. Chairman, the minority.
It's self-evident.
You're not.
Yeah, you're not. You don't have enough intelligence.
Chair recognizes Mr. Perry.
Okay, move to strike the. I move to strike the lady's words.
I move to strike
the lady's words again.
That's 2 requests to strike.
Oh, they cannot take the words.
There's another motion to strike her words again. Please.
All right.
Get
Okay.
your members under
Here's
control.
the correct apology. Ms. Green, do you agree to unanimous consent to strike your words?
I repeat again for the second time. Yes, I'll strike
right.
my words, but I'm not apologizing.
Without objection.
Apologizing.
Ms. Green for 4 minutes and 21 seconds.
Mr. Chair, point of order.
Who's
It's me.
Ms. Crockett?
I'm just curious, just to better understand your ruling. If someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body, that would not be engaging in personalities, correct?
A what now?
Chairman, I make a motion to strike those words.
I don't think that's
Hold on.
I'm trying to find clarification on what quality.
Chairman, motion to strike those words.
I had no idea what you just said.
Look, Mr. Raskin rubbing his face like, oh shit. Man, what a shit show. I'm just waiting for him to do like the Japan Parliament and just go melee. Just a big raw rumble.
It's worse than a damn soap opera they used to have, like back in the day. The Night to Remember or whatever those shows were. It's worse than a goddamn soap opera. Over.
She's so disgusting. God.
Who was that? Who we got on the call?
That was me.
See? Disgusting.
A little cat fight. Boy. I tell you. Yeah, I mean, man, I wanted to just build this up. Yeah, it's comical. It's comical. I just want to build that up. Let's see. I'll play a couple more seconds because the part I want to get to, Mr. Comer. He's the one with the gavel in his hand, and he actually says he has 2 hearing aids. And I
Is
was
this
like,
current? Is this current?
yeah, this was last week.
Okay, but I got you.
Yeah, he gonna say, well, I have 2 hearing aids. I was like, damn, you got 2 hearing aids and the gavel? Damn.
We're not gonna do this. Look, you guys earlier literally just
You just voted to do
Y'all
it.
did it first, so
you
you don't
just
wanna talk about
voted to do it.
Order. I'm trying to get clarification.
Look at calm down.
No, because this is what
like
y'all
to get
do.
through proceedings.
So I'm trying to get
Miss
clarification.
Crockett, you're not recognized. Miss
I can't hear
Crockett.
you with your
And you
yelling.
don't want me
Calm
to
down.
Be,
Can
no,
you please calm
don't
down?
tell me to calm down.
Calm down.
Because y'all
Please
talk
calm
noise,
down.
and then you
You're
can't
out of
take
control.
Because if I
Look,
come
Chairman,
and talk shit about her, y'all gonna have a problem.
Mr.
Chairman.
All right, Chair.
I don't know why
Okay.
you're
Order.
Motion to adjourn, Mr. Chairman. I think these 17-hour days might not work for us.
Something about working, huh?
Yeah, maybe showing up for a vote.
You have a lot to say, being that you're on retainer for the judge's daughter. Sorry, trust fund kid.
Mr. Chairman.
We should strike those words too. I hope you brought your popcorn.
Mr. Chair,
Strike
we have to
those
strike
after
those as
we
well.
strike the
Mr.
fact that they
Chairman.
called they were making comments about Marjorie's body. So we can do
Mr.
this all night
Chairman.
long, but I have a motion.
Mr. Chairman, this is out of control.
Like
We should adjourn, Mr. Chairman.
All right. Enough. What you got to say about that, Gunnery?
You are nothing but unorganized, grabastic pieces of amphibian shit.
There you go.
Come to Vegas and stop sweating so much shit.
Oh man. Boy. All right. I hope everybody's enjoying the show, man. This is Sergeant Miller with First Formation. Oh boy, yeah. And I just played a clip of WWE WrestleMania. Yeah, there you go. The women's championship. Or should I say the women's tag team championship. The Democrats and Republicans. Yeah, there we go. Boy. Hope everybody doing all right. Shout out to everybody that's listening live on Rumble. Hope y'all enjoying the show. So earlier I was talking about the gentleman in the international court with the wig. So I went find this presentation of Taj Tariq Bey getting into some colonial history. And you don't have to believe everything this man is saying. I'm just bringing up this as different philosophy and different alternative information. So here we go.
Rigor because of the politics that are taking place today have a lot of people confused, and a lot of people have been suffering activities initiated by people in these political parties that you know as Republicans and Democrats, relative to their properties, relative to the abrogation of their rights, relative to abridgments and abrogations and violations against human rights, about war acts against humanity, acts of war against humanity, violations against all the treaties, etc. And logically, with most of you who have been experienced attacks on your economics in different angles, whether you have investment or whether you have business, or fraudulent taxation, etc. And you see people having a lot of conversation about the politics, but you, when talking to many of the people, you recognize that they don't know the history of the politics operating at North America in contemporary times. So we're going to give you a little synopsis about the Whigmore Party. And also we suggest that you take notes. And in the future, we're going to deal with a little bit more details in these matters. And also, one of the things that I want to emphasize to you is the misconception that people have of separating the political atmosphere of North America, Central and South America of the continent, of the Maghreb, that's Morocco, the most extreme west, the North Gate, the central part where the old Mexican rulership has its root, and also with Iberia, which you know as Europe, and also the connections of the politics to us here that has come down to this present time that has caused much confusion. So while we can't go through all of it, we'll give you notes and some things for you to research in order to upgrade your consciousness on the actuality of the politics. Also the motivations of many of the people in the secret societies who have been operating at North America and promoting their unum sanctum agendas of colonial operations of the hybrid European hegemony around the world. And so in order to understand the politics that's been operating here, you must have a broader concept of the actual parties that have been deceptively operating at North America, i.e. the Whigmores. Now, for one to more properly comprehend the complexities and the deceptive nature of the political parties operating at North America and under the United States political jurisdiction in these contemporary times, one must have some knowledge about the Whigmore Party. The misinformed people among us are most familiar with the two monopoly-protected parties, symbolized by an elephant for the Republicans, which is the Republican Party, and symbolized by a donkey for the Democrats, which is the Democratic Party. Now, these are controlled political schism parties veiled in historical and political deception. While there are other political parties operating at North America, these are not the focus of this treatise, as they have been almost completely excluded from real or actual effective participation via de facto structures, engineered schisms, and the obviously entrenched and anti-constitutional corruption. In context with and in association with the operations of the Whigmores at North America, all neophytes and scholars may and should review the associated political connections to the Napoleonic Wars. Now, these wars spanned the years 1803 to 1815. Also, as a backdrop on the political atmosphere and influences at North America and the occupational colonization operations, etc., influenced via unum sanctum, review the frauds surrounding the misrepresented and so-called Louisiana Purchase and the wars against the Aboriginal Moors, Moroccans, the true natural people of the land, and review the wars against the Washita, the Yugdamunye, and the ancient ones, or the ancient ones among the true heirs of the North Gate of Mexico. And now we address some points of interest concerning the Whigmores. On the 4th day of December of 1839, the Whigs held their national convention for selecting their candidate for president. That convention was held at Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and was about a year before the general election. The leading candidates were William Henry Harrison, who was a war hero and was also the most successful of the opponents of Van Buren in the election of 1836 and had been campaigning for the Whig nomination since that time. Another candidate was General Winfield Scott, who was a war hero of the War of 1812, and who was also known to have been very active in skirmishes with the British in 1837 and 1838. The third candidate was Henry Clay, who was the Whigs' congressional leader and former Speaker of the House. Important notation: to place the political and social reconstruction-oriented acts and concepts into proper perspective, one must be aware that the practice of calling hybrid Europeans of the Paleolithic stock, quote unquote, white people, originated with the Whiggamore Party and their social political activities. A Whig is a member of the Patriotic Party during the Revolutionary War period and is a supporter of the revolution. The expressive era of the Whigs Party is circa 1834 to 1855 and was formed in opposition to the Democratic Party, favoring a loose construction of the Constitution and of a high protective tariff. In British politics, a Whig is a member of a major political party located at Great Britain, which in general held liberal principles and favored reforms. Now, these Whigs were later called the Liberal Party. Whigs were also pertaining to or characteristic of members of a band of Scottish rebels and marched on Edinburgh in 1648. The Aboriginal Scots were and are Iberians, i.e. Moors. Because of the highly principled standards of jurisprudence expressed in the traditions and customs of the Moors, the Whigs Party members donned curly wigs to imitate or to associate with those said governmental and jurisdictional traditions and customs of the Moors. And these positive law principles are loosely referred to as, quote unquote, the common law. A veiling terminology was adopted for such adaptations and is noted as Whig, W-H-I-G, plus black in parentheses, then a Moor. And so when you see the term black or Moor in history, this is where the connotation of black was adjusted to Moors when the word black actually means pale colors, but actually to remove the people of the land from their right of supremacy relative to sovereignty and the people of the land. And when you come into the operations of the Revolutionary War and the reconstruction of the history, much of this politics is hidden from the people. So it is being shared with you tonight so that your concepts will be more attuned with the actuality of what's going on, as well as the motives of those persons who are operating in government, in the banking systems, in the pseudo dogmatic religious orders, all of which have been and are absolutely connected. The Whigs Party had nominated 3 party members as candidates for the presidency for the United States during the election of 1836. And none of these Whigs candidates were successful. However, the aspiring participants did not succumb to discouragement. And in 1840, the Whigs Party nominated and supported William Henry Harrison for president, with John Tyler for vice president. This time, the Whigs won the executive office. Unfortunately, William Harrison died after 1 month in the presidential office. Horace Greeley, he's a very important figure that you must always keep in mind to understand the politics of today, including the Republican Party, including the operations, whereas the hybrid Europeans, starting at North America, began calling themselves white people. Horace Greeley, after giving support and taking part in the successful presidential campaign of William Henry Harrison, and boosted by the subsequent founding of his Tribune newspaper, also became heavily involved with the aforesaid Whiggamore Party, which was later referred to as the Whigs, W-H-I-G-S. It shall be noted that this hybrid European-dominated political order and radical party thereafter was and almost always spoken about, known, or called by its shortened form, the Whigs. Now, these are some of the facts known of the man Horace Greeley and of his influences and activities. Few notations are given so as to assist the reader or observer as an ancillary in maintaining a reasonably close or more accurate view and timely concept of, about, and on his politics and his opinions, etc. Number one, Horace Greeley was the founder of the Republican Party. Two, Horace Greeley initiated an investigation of the United States Congress, of which he was a participant. He was an active member of the House of Representatives for 3 months. However, his unrelenting candor, uncompromised outspokenness, and generally principled character made him less than popular with many of his colleagues. 3, Horace Greeley gave strong and affirmative support to Abraham Lincoln's candidacy for the presidency of the United States. 4, Horace Greeley urged President Lincoln to end slavery. That passionately suggested pressure came from Greeley even before Lincoln himself demonstrated evidence in showing a willingness to act upon that institutionalized and banal form of human trafficking, peonage, and social corruption. 5, Horace Greeley was one of the most prominent active political figures among the hybrid European sons at North America. He strongly promoted the adopted practice among the sons and daughters of European descent to take for themselves the social status title of quote unquote white people, from which they were formerly excluded. Thus, Greeley was a key propagator of promoting the practice of the occupying hybrid Europeans adopting the practice of arbitrarily taking on the free white person's social status. Thus, the hybrid Europeans have since 1854 been socially trading places in the social structure with the politically and economically weakened Aboriginal noble Moors, the sovereign rulers of the land, America. In context with the social, economic, and political events involving and surrounding Horace Greeley, the transitional times and undoubtedly reflective of the concerns of other European sons and daughters, one must be cognizant of the prevailing cultural state influenced by some of the long-lasting and harsh standards set forth and institutionalized via King Hammurabi Bey's Code of Law. Keep in mind the general the general disconnect maintained among the masses due to the inquisitor operations of massive book burnings and other extreme forms of literary destruction. As formerly stated, the true history of the Moabite Moorish nation was being systematically suppressed, distorted, veiled, and hidden. This suppressed chronology is known and kept in silence by some, unknown by others, and in the same instance, preserved by way of secret societies such as Freemasonry, Knights of Columbus, and Daughters of the American Revolution, etc. And much of the true history of the world and of the Aboriginal natural peoples is void of exposure to the general public and to the masses. This absence of revelation is not by accident, nor by oversight. Therefore, the disassociate conditions reflective of the natural peoples as caused by the absence of those many veiled truths, has spawned many unnecessary schisms and hatreds. A general lack of knowledge about the true yet suppressed history of and about the natural peoples of the land of the Western Hemisphere and of the world also promotes disassociation by creating and encouraging the very static mental state of mind fostered by the artificially cultivated fraudisms, and the result has spawned a damaging promulgation of ignorance, of hatred, of meanness, and of other forms of lower self-activities. The Whiggamore Party, the Whigs, being a highly influential part of the evolving United States body politics history at North America, was one of the two dominant and active hybrid European political parties having prominent political operations during the middle 1830s and up to the middle 1850s. The Whiggamore Party grew out of the defunct National Republican Party and was formed mostly by that party's former members. And this formation was on or
Right. So now I found, okay, I'm reading out of Black's Law Dictionary. This is the 4th edition. This is what they're doing. They're playing with terms. So the term is free white persons, in quotes, free white persons, referred to in Naturalization Act as amended by Act July 14, 1870, has meaning naturally given to it when first used in 1 Statute 103, meaning all persons belonging to the European races, then commonly counted as white, and their descendants, including such descendants in other countries to which they have immigrated. It includes all European Jews, more or less intermixed with peoples of Celtic, Scandinavian, Teutonic, Iberian, Latin, Greek, and Slavic descent. It includes Magyars, Lapps, and Finns, and the Basques and Albanians. It includes the mixed Latin, Celtic, Iberia, and Moorish inhabitants of Spain and Portugal, the mixed Greek, Latin, Phoenician, and North African inhabitants of Sicily, and the mixed Slav and Tatar, inhabitants of South Russia. It does not mean Caucasian race, Aryan race, or Indo-European races, nor the mixed Indo-European, Dravidian, Semitic, and Mongolian peoples who inhabit Persia. A Syrian of Asiatic birth and descent will not be entitled to become a naturalized citizen of the United States as being a free white person, nor a native-born Filipino, and they give the trial number U.S.U.S.Xavier, or Javier, Javier, nor a native of India who belong to Hindu race. So there go the definition of free white person out of Black's Law Dictionary. I just wanted to bring that up so that it doesn't trigger people when you're dealing with semantics and lawful definitions. That's what they did with the English language. So I was just bringing that up. I hope everybody's enjoying the show so far. It was Sergeant Miller with First Formation. You're listening to revolution.radio. And I just wanted to bring up, some history that a lot of people are not privy to. So whether you believe it or not, this type of information does exist in the Library of Congress. So it's up to us to really figure this shit out, because they changed our status and citizenship. And if you listen to Jordan Maxwell, he tells you citizenship, the ship. He also tells you that every vessel on the water has a female attribute, like in the Navy, is a female ship. So it's a lot of things you got to put together when you're dealing with this type of information. So I hope everybody's enjoying it. And We're gonna continue, and shout out to everybody that's watching on Rumble. So we're gonna continue. Here we go.
For about the year 1834. Now these Whigs members, in unity with others, were staunchly opposed to those British peoples, the Tories, and against the politics expressed via the Democratic Party. The conscience Whigs, the anti-slavery Whigs. The philosophical split or schism that developed within the Whigs party due to the internal socialization and political conflictions became so strong as to cause the Whigs to become almost separate. And these two factions became known as the conscience Whigs on the one side and the cotton Whigs as the other. And the conscience Whigs were known to be those European sons, daughters, and associate supporters among the Whigs who were in staunch opposition to slavery, imposed peonage, and human trafficking. Other sympathizers supporting liberties should also be taken into consideration, and the conscience Whigs were also generally active in organizations formed against the politically practiced and inherent escheatage, vassalage, and the peonage characteristics attributed to such human trafficking activities. The others, the cotton Whigs, the pro-slavery Whigs. The more inhumane side of the Whigs party was known as the cotton Whigs and consisted of those members of the Whigs party who were supportive of and politically promoting slavery, promoting human trafficking, and promoting peonage. Therefore, in your continued erudition on the expanded studies about the Whigamore Party, the Whigs, and the related and associated subjects, take some time to review these issues and note the contradictions as evidenced within the parties. Nevertheless, all neophytes and scholars and adepts must cognate that whenever one is reflecting upon the social and political motives of the hybrid European sons and daughters doing business at or administrating government at the North Gate and across the planet, one must also strongly consider and be cognizant of King Hammurabi Bey's code of law. Why? Because all these hybrid Europeans know that they are hybrids and are always cognizant of the codes. These are facts, even if they do not speak of them openly. And these ancient codes are primal point of social and political reference, and are known and studied by those who study jurisprudence and by those who are in operative government, legislate, or who legislate the rules and the laws of the planet Earth, Midgard. Even in these days, while not often spoken about publicly or openly, Hammurabi's codes, above all, were and are of absolute influence. And this immovable fact is mentally, politically, and analytically placed and fixed into the time period, social context. One must observe the subtle pressures of the codes in the thought processes of the Whigs and use one's knowledge about the codes as a social political backdrop. One is deemed through, with hesitance to relate to the not so subtle yet established residual effects of the harsh parts of the codes as related to the declaration of the children of Israel to slavery under the Moorish nation, and with reason and with discipline view these histories with objective analysis, knowing of the suppressed nature surrounding the same. Also note that many of the Southern members of the Whigamore Party had sided with the Unionists in the conflict and in matters involving the secession of the Southern states from the Union and other related activities and issues also broadened the breaches manifesting within the party during 1850. Now, the controversial, foul, and corrupt conditions and pressing questions caused by and involved with slavery and its social, economic, and political effects caused by exacerbated a split within the Whigs party. And most influential in that split or schism, which marked the party, was a heated arguments, hostilities, and destructive activities which took place in the multiple places in other territories at North America. And of particular note, and a very impacting interest upon the Whigs was known as the Kansas-Nebraska Act. Kansas-Nebraska Act, mark that down to put it in context with the politics that you're dealing with today. If one is reminded to expand one's studies on the nature of the controversy surrounding that subject and of the associated affairs conjoined to them. Therefore, research what is called the Kansas-Nebraska Act. And out from the heated and terse philosophical and political split came the creation of not only the noted schism within the Whigs party, but also the development and formation of another party. That party that evolved from that political disjointment and disharmony is now known as the Republican Party. Keep that in mind. Now, the Republican Party in general was supportive of constitutional principles and treaty enforcement. The Cotton Whigs were mostly in favor of deceptively overthrowing the Republic and eschewing the properties of the Moors and tagging the Moors as Negroes, Blacks, Indians, etc., to remove them from authority in superior position of consular court venues of the treaties and the Constitution in order to supplant the peoples of the land and enforce the unum sanctum operations. And this is where the misinformation of the fake race argument has its origin that has been promoted to this very day to cover up the real activities of the Whigamores and the unum sanctum operations and the doctrines of discovery. This is why you see whenever there was a case of Aboriginal people in conflict with their land, that the hybrid Europeans set up the Bureau of Indian Affairs in order to assume jurisdiction over the affairs of the Moors who agreed to be called Indians to under the guise of retaining their sovereign rights to the treaties and to the land. And under that guise of the Bureau of Indian Affairs, the hybrid Europeans would systematically over the centuries steal the land, steal the resources, and that practice has continued to this very day and is generally referred to as gentrification, i.e., there's the Whigamore parties and there's your politics that you see taking place to this very day. And in reference to people who may not understand the politics, this is why you see much of the opposition from the Cotton Whigs, which you know as the Democratic Party, against Donald Trump, who ran for office under the guise of the Republican Party, who is also against Donald Trump, because Donald Trump has been operationally making efforts to restore the constitutions and the treaty enforcements. And this is part of the conflict that's going on to this very day. And it's absolutely Whigamores battling each other over the Moorish estate to this very day. So understand the politics and don't be fooled by people who are distracting you to other issues, including the fake race argument and the fake Black Lives Matter paradigm, which they've been using to pit people against each other and then conquer them after they destroy their own communities. At the time, I will yield the floor, Dr. Naylor. Or any comments that you have? Also, for any interjections of yourself.
somebody put in, noted the names, conscience or conscience and cotton.
Conscience Whigs and Cotton Whigs. Those are the two parties that have been disguised in the modern day, not so much disguised, but that you see for pretty much in the monopoly operations at North America, known to the general public as the Republican Party, which is the Conscience Whigs. That's CONSCIENCE, Whigs. And the Cotton Whigs.
It's written almost like conscience.
That's what it is.
And so are they implying
conscience
that they have more of,
meaning that the Conscience Whigs were the Whigs that were more honorable to the Constitution and the treaties. The Cotton Whigs were among members of the Roman Curia and secret members of the Circle Church and the Chancery, who, in fact, were among those who actually plotted and succeeded in the assassination of Lincoln in order to overthrow the Republic.
Well, I think it is ironic that what became the Demo Party was called, they call themselves Cotton Whigs, when according to his story, there was picking cotton.
That's what it symbolizes. In other words, now keep in mind, because people also need to really
a lot of symbolism exists.
It is. And people need to understand that one of the things that the
All right. Well, that was a little presentation, a little history. We got about a minute left for the end of the second hour. So I hope y'all been enjoying this. I hope y'all wrote down some information. Yeah, what's up, Jeff?
It was hard for me to condensate that what all he was talking about. So I'm just saying it was rough on me not being able to focus on what he was trying to sum up and say.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about it whenever we get back. We'll be back for the third hour of Sergeant Miller's first formation. So sit back, relax, take a latrine break, get you something to drink, and we'll be back.
Listen to Revolution Radio at freedomslips.com, and we'll be right back after this message.
Hey everyone, it's Barbara Jean Lindsay, the Cosmic Oracle. If you have questions about your past lives or future plans, need answers from the cosmos about your love life or career, or just want to keep your finger on the pulse of the planet, check out my show, The Cosmic Oracle, here on Revolution Radio at freedomslips.com.
Did you ever feel that things were not quite right? That everything was just ever so slightly askew?
Do you have, to paraphrase Morpheus, a splinter in your mind?
If you're interested in hearing the latest information about UFOs, the paranormal,
ancient cultures and structures,
monatomic elements,
longevity,
fantastic discoveries in science,
downloaded to your brain,
then tune into us. Hi, I'm Dave.
And I'm Mackie.
And we are Shiny Side Out, Sundays 2 to 4 a.m. Eastern. See you then.
Revolution Radio, freedomslips.com. You don't need to expect us. We're already here.
The Secret Kindergarten is here for the young children of the world. The best program on the radio for kids. Dealing with the most important topics in the whole universe. Fairy tales, music and movement, numbers, plants, animals, fun, colors, insects. Take care and cast your ears out to catch a story from the world of other young things. Reach out, up, under, and over. Sing a song. Talk about feelings. Just remember the magic word. The magic word is no. Step on into the secret kindergarten. Saturdays, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on Revolution Radio.
Check in every Thursday night for the Crypt Rick and Jonathan Show. Studio A, 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here at the #1 listener-supported radio station, Revolution Radio.
Good morning. Morning, morning, morning. I know you thought that I was believing and sleeping for oh so long. The things behind my back that you were doing for oh so wrong. And I guess you thought I would never, ever see it for myself. Cause you were gonna steal it and give it to someone else. But now I'm awake like truck stop coffee. And I will never turn my back on you. Awake like truck stop coffee. It's time to pay for all the things that you do. Awake like truck stop coffee. Cause you have broken all the golden rules. Awake like truck stop coffee. Cause I'm tired of playing the fool, yeah. Truck stop coffee is the one for me. Truck stop coffee really made me see. Truck stop coffee is the strongest thing that I have. I'm awake.
All right, all right. Think we back. Let me double check everything. Yeah, thank you for that, Maestri. That was Keith Frank with Truck Stop Coffee. That means he said he's awake. So yeah, you're listening to Sergeant Miller. This is First Formation. This is the 3rd hour. I got my road dog with me, Jer Bear. What's up, Jer? You doing all right?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. Like I say, my off time's been focused on Diddy and that, and I like what people are saying is that when what was the guy that got busted? The old man that got busted in Hollywood, and he's doing time now. Big old nose.
Which one you talking about? You talking about Harvey Weinstein?
Yeah, the people, the citizens of the United States seem to make a big deal. They spoke up. They said, this bastard. They said, there's not enough people speaking up about P.diddy and Jay-Z, and shit's gonna come down. I wish you'd play some of that, the one about Deal. he's a sharp man, and it's just intrigued me that I follow it, So that's where my mind's been.
Well, I hope by me sending it to you, Gene, he got a lot of videos. He get into a lot of history because he was the security guard for P. Diddy
I
for
know.
a good while.
I just, the last one I sent you, I wish you'd play it and let people understand what I'm trying to say. There's not enough common people that are talking shit about Diddy. There's not enough confrontation. There's not enough people. Like I said, the dude you just mentioned, they were all over him. Get that bastard out of here. And there's not enough of this shit going on with Diddy and what's his name? So bad.
Yeah, you're talking about Jay-Z. Yeah, Jay-Z.
Jay-Z. And there's more of
up
them.
the next.
That's
Jay-Z
what I'm
up next.
saying. What's that?
No, I say Jay-Z up next. Watch by the end of the year.
He's hiding like a big dog away from P. Diddy. And I gotta give a lot of credit to 50 Cent and the other people are standing up and talking shit about how he's a faggot. They love it in the ass. Bastards. Don't that's satanic shit.
Yeah,
But anyway.
but it's all good. It's all good. I'm gonna play. Okay, let's set it up for Gene Deal. He I don't know. Recently they had that video. You saw that video I sent you. They caught Diddy at the hotel beating up Cassie.
Big time.
Yeah,
and then he's waiting to apologize to Cassie after all this shit comes out. He doesn't have a heart. That brother, he's satanic. That's all I can say. Go ahead.
Yeah. So the video came out, I think Thursday or Friday, where he's physically assaulting this woman in the lobby of a hotel. And then he paid $50,000 for that footage. But I'm pretty sure, this day and age with security cameras and Ring and all that, that's easily duplicated. So, and he also settled out of court with Cassie. She was his artist and girlfriend at a certain time. I think it was like $30 million. He settled out of court. She had a assault and battery lawsuit against P. Diddy. So I'm just trying to set the story up for Gene Deal. He's talking about when the video came out, and I watched this, so you ain't got to worry about no cuss words. So yeah, let's get into it, Jerry.
All right. Stick around now. Pay attention.
Gene Deal, happy to have you back on the platform, my man.
How did I know you was gonna call me, Mighty? It didn't take a rocket scientist. I was figuring when I seen that this morning, that and I don't know if you know what I'm talking about yet, but when I seen that Diddy stuff from CNN, I said, I know Art gonna call me. Art of Dialogue gonna give me a call.
Oh, you already know I was about to hit you, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. So with that being said, man, let's get right into it, man. What you think about the video that came out today of Diddy pitting his hands on Cassie?
Man, that was crazy. And I know people gonna think that, yo, this is all what Gene wanted to see. But now, listen here, man. The devil got a purpose, God got a plan. Do you understand what I'm saying? The devil got his purpose, but God got a plan. You understand? And it's all in God's plan, man. You understand? To let people see, because a lot of people wasn't believing that this stuff even existed, brother. A lot of people didn't even think that Cassie was telling lies, Gene been telling lies, Lil Rob been telling lies, everybody lying on Diddy. But Diddy told the truth. Diddy's the only one told the truth. He said, y'all, just keep watching. The truth will soon come out. And you see what came out? My man, he punching that little girl in the head. Yo, you don't even kick a dog, man. You don't even kick a dog, bro. He kicking that little girl like she's a dog, man. That, it was crazy, man. Any man that has a sister, any man that has a friend that's a girl, any man that has a child, you understand, who saw that, if they wasn't appalled, if they wasn't like, yo, I want to beat the, you know what I'm saying? We can't say that on television, man, or on the internet or YouTube, but any man who saw that wish they could put their hands on Diddy at that time, bro. That shit was appalling, bro. It was crazy, man. And when I saw it, I could imagine what Kim went through. I could imagine what Misa went through. You understand? It was just crazy, man, for that dude to do that to that girl like that, man.
I can't believe what I seen, man. I still can't believe what I seen in that video, man. Like the way he was kicking her was like he was kicking a field goal, man.
Bruh, when I saw him run down first of all, when I saw the white towel, I got flashbacks of him and Ja Rule running out the room. Of course, they had what's her name, Sarah and the other girl in there, but I had that flashback. And then when I seen him run down the hallway, I had flashbacks when the same gang was chasing him. I was like, what the hell? And then when he put his hands on it, no jokes aside, because I know it's not no laughing matter, man. This just was appalling, brother. And I don't even know how they could even play that on television, on YouTube like that, and without even putting up some sensitive, you know how they put the sensitive subject matter up? That was crazy, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, man, I can't believe it, man. I mean, because like I said, I mean, me and you've been doing interviews for years and you've been telling me stories about Diddy, but to actually see the visual.
You know, so like, bruh, I wouldn't have never allowed him to do no shit like that around me. That's why he probably never did nothing like that. You understand? When I got the aftermath, when they told me to go over to St. Luke's Hospital, because Puff was over there in the hospital, that was the aftermath. You understand? When Kim cut his wrist up with that corkscrew, his right wrist. They got pictures on the internet with his wrist banded up. Kim did that. You understand? The aftermath of them being in the Swiss hotel and he roughing her up and like he playing fight with her, and then she runs out the presidential suite and we got the big room in there at the Swiss hotel, and then I'll be like, yo, you all right? And she like, yeah, I'm all right. It ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? You good? She like, yeah, good. And then she go back in the room with Puff, Diddy, Brother Love, whatever he call his name is. So, you know, it's always the aftermath or something like that, bro. But in front of you, only people who commit crimes around people who commit crimes. You know, Puff know who to do that stuff around. And that was crazy, man. When I looked at that thing, to be honest, I thought that the people who was watching it, because you know at those hotels, they have security personnel that watch that stuff. And if they didn't call the police, they should be in jail. I don't care what nobody say. You know, whoever watched that tape and didn't submit that to the authorities, they should be brought up on charges.
Why do you think the video is barely coming out right now? Because you got a lot of people, you know, that's wondering why it took so long.
First of all, they know that Puff probably paid the security personnel like, because he knew it was on camera. When he made it to the hallway, when she made it to that phone, once that phone picked up, that's going straight to security. That's for emergency purposes only. So either the concierge or somebody that's handling emergency type situations when she picked up that phone. So now, Puff probably had somebody pay them off. 9 times out of 10, he had somebody pay them off, bruh. And then now Homeland Security is involved. I told you, everybody talking about, yo, they ain't got nothing on him. His dumbass son come out, make this whole tape, you understand, about what they ain't got or what they, man, listen to me. Homeland Security looked at Cassie information. They interviewed her. Yo, when was the time he hit you? He hit you before? Yeah, we was at the hotel. He blacked my eye. They went through a whole lawsuit. Oh, he blacked my eye. We at the hotel. It was on this day, about this time. They said, okay, we gonna contact and see if the footage. Now they got to keep that stuff in the archive. They have to have that security footage in the archive somewhere. So then what the Homeland Security say, yo, listen to me, on this day, this way, because just for accidents, like just say like you say you fell down the steps at the hotel. They got cameras in the hallway. They got cameras in the stairway. So they can see that. So now you didn't fall down the steps, but you say you did at a certain time. They go through that whole footage. So they have to keep that in some kind of archive. Now, she told them what date and about what time it happened. They contact the security personnel and the people who have that stuff in archive and say, yo, listen to me. We're going to subpoena that. We want that information. And they sent it to them because they don't want to lose their insurance. They don't want to lose their insurance. The things that they insure the hotel, you know, so they don't want to lose that stuff. So listen, what they do, they hand it over to them. There's going to be a lot of stuff handed over. Why do you think they got all the tax returns and everything on all 18 of the companies that he was doing business with? I told y'all, the Southern District of New York, they not into losing nothing. A 98.2 percentage in conviction rates. They not losing nothing. Go ahead, man. I'm sorry about that.
What he said, they're not losing nothing. Yeah, they're not losing nothing. What you got to say?
And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
I got
That's
to
the
say
bottom
that.
line.
I got to say that. Excuse me. They're just. I think they're just. What seems to be happening. Not enough of the people that's out there. Beside the people that buy the music and shit, not enough people are sniveling and saying, "Hang this bastard." I think he works for the CIA because he's got some pull, Puff Diddy. But it seems like I hope that they just don't smooth it over, because once he made the apology, now they think that, oh, it'll just go away. But they need more people to stand up, and they need more people to, like the protesting they just had. All this, they ain't nobody protesting about the satanic cult and shit doing, and Oprah Winfrey as well, pulling this satanic shit off. We need to stand up and have more people bark about it. Get some fucking protesting going. Start some shit, but nobody's doing it. Over.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. You got to put $5 in the cussing jar. There you go for that F-bomb.
Uh-oh. I've got some credit coming since I talk like an angel.
Hey,
go ahead.
you made $100, so you're good.
Yeah, but my credit, I don't know how good my credit is on online, but it's all good. If I owe a little money, take a letter, Maria, and send it to my wife.
Yeah. Well, you know, as long as the IRS say you owe them something, they'll never be broke. But boom.
Yes.
Because why is Sergeant here? Here you go.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
All out of bubblegum. Shout out Mechanic, man. Every time I hear that, I think about Mechanic. Yeah, bro. This is some shit. Yeah, so P. Diddy made an apology video that came out. He 30 million in the hole to Cassie. And a video came out of him assaulting this woman in the lobby of a hotel. Yeah, I guess it's safe to say, I don't care how much money you got, I wouldn't want to be P. Diddy right now.
And little Rob is demanding 30 million from him for he stayed with them for a year and saw all the bullshit. I think his name's Little Rob or something. Little Rob's brought out some shit and he's got the lawsuit going. Cassie's got her lawsuit going, or if she's settled or not. I don't know. And because I'm a little wired right now, but like I say, when Wise, what's his name? Wise, you just said it, Wise Hot.
Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah. People talk shit. People were upset. They said, get this bastard out of here. But Pity's not getting this as loud. The people are barking about this bastard. And more people need to know what's going on because it's satanic. Even what's his name? Williams. What's his name? The comedian Williams.
Cat Williams.
Cat Williams.
Yeah.
He's talking shit about Oprah and P. Diddy. He said that he turned $50 million down 4 times. He told P. Diddy, no, I'm not gonna do that shit, and I'm gonna protect my virgin hoe. He said that to Shay, the guy that.
Shadow Sharp. Yeah. You could check that out on YouTube. Club Shay Shay, Cat Williams interview, and in that interview, Cat Williams said, "You gotta tell Diddy no." Boy, that killed me. That killed me right there. Or like you call him, Jerry, you call him Pity.
Tell Titty said to Kitty, but he's got to get his ass out of here. I gotta say, and then his son wrote the song that says, "Oh, you guys missed the wrong place. You didn't catch the house next door." In a new song or whatever they call that. What do they call it?
It was a diss record. Yeah, diss record. Yeah.
Yeah. And some of those guys saying, "Man, I opened that door," and he says, I had to go hide, seeing Puff shoving himself up another male's ass, and God dang.
Yeah. It's crazy. Well, we got a few minutes left on this video. Let's get back.
All right, boss.
What was your reaction when you first seen that video, man?
I was sick as a stomach, man. I was sick in the stomach, man, because when you have daughters, you just hope somebody don't send you to jail like that. Because any real man know if somebody put their hands on their kids like that, kicking them like a dog. My first reaction was, man, there's probably a lot of other women that had that same problem with old boy. Remember Gina that got on that show, Tasha K show? And she said that, he kicked me. He was punching me in my head and the side of my head. Do you imagine what she went through and she was pregnant, bro? Come on, man. I had flashbacks of when they told me when he beat Misa so bad that he was kicking her, she had to go hide up under a car. It's crazy, bro.
Authority.
All right. Well, there you go. That was Gene Deal. That was P. Diddy's security guard for a good while. And if you follow him,
he don't play, Sarge.
Yeah, he was there that same night that Biggie Smalls, Notorious Big, that rapper that him and Tupac was having that West Coast East Coast beef. So he was actually in the vehicle behind whenever he saw the shooter. So yeah,
And
some deep shit.
also he had to get rid of he had to get rid of a few people, and that was one Biggie, and also Tupac.
Yeah,
He wanted to get him out of there, and so him and what's his name, the Beyonce's old man,
yeah, Jay-Z.
Jay-Z, that they could be the top dogs, just like Oprah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Bastards gotta go. They gotta go. And I don't know if p.diddy has got enough juice with the CIA and the FBI shit that they're gonna just slap him on the hand. That's where we gotta speak up, saying, "Oh, they're gonna just shove him under the rug." You know, that's bullshit.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It ain't no joke. It ain't no joke, man. And the more you study it and look at it and start putting these pieces together, because Keefe I don't know if people haven't been paying attention to this, but Keefe D got arrested a couple months ago for the murder of Tupac, or the accessory. So he's like the last living that was in that car when
Is he
Tupac
an
got
older?
shot.
He's an older guy, isn't he?
Yeah, he's an older guy, and he just got arrested, like I said. But he was talking about in his last interview, he was like, Brother Love, which is another name for P. Diddy, Sean Puffy Combs. He said, Brother Love, why don't you show me some love? Like that was crazy. That was crazy. But it's ongoing, man. And like I said, man, we here at Rev Radio, freedomslips.org, freedomslips.net. We try to just bring the stories, And this is a very interesting
Yeah,
story.
people got to stand up and say, "Hey, you gonna just slap him on the hand and let his ass get out of here?" No, you don't know. It's just. I hope that they get both of them and the rest of those bastards and show them that we ain't gonna put up with homosexuality and shit. It's bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I wanted to bring this up. Let's see. This was I wanted to dedicate this to Mechanic because we used to on a lot of round tables. We brought up Bill Maher. And let's see. Okay, I got
Who's that with Bill Maher?
Bill Maher and Bill Burr. I liked this the other day. I thought a Mechanic.
Bill Maher, he's discussing what's he's good. I saw his name sounds familiar. Talking about who's he dealing with?
He was recently on Bill Maher podcast. And like
Yeah, but
I
who is
said,
that? What's he known for? The guy that's on Bill Maher's. I just saw it. I know, and I can't focus. I'm sorry about that.
he's a comedian, Bill Burr. That was
Does he talk about? Does he talk about? Shit, I'm so bad. Does he talk? Did he used to be with? What's?
No. Bill Burr is like a throwback to like George Carlin. That's
Yeah,
what
but
me
didn't
and
he used to be
Mechanic.
with God, the guy that's out today? I'm so bad.
You'll be all right, Jill.
I'm so bad. Go ahead.
You'll be all right, Jill.
I'm trying to. I'm gonna have to take a.
I know you lit like a firecracker right now. You're full of that Jägermeister.
I had a double shot.
Double shot. Let me see. Let me bring in Pony. Pony wanted to come in. I didn't want to mess up the show. That's why I didn't merge the call yet. I wanted to keep it. But I'm calling you Pony. So yeah, let's get into that Bill Burr, this is dedicated to Mechanic. We used to play him all the time on the round tables.
You're one of my elders, man. I respect you for that.
When
You dress like you paint. Look at you. You just hate kids. I don't like how you just made that point and then said anyway really quickly before I could refute it. Anyway, did you learn that in debating class? One of the best things you did for society is you didn't have kids. Jesus Christ, was that Geritol? Look at you trying to beat a drinking and driving charge. Bill Maher reading the New York Times, driving around fucking leopard print shoes.
you know
It
what?
was like a PED for your fucking point.
Your wife.
It's a little more pronounced. You're such a victim right now with all your libtard friends. Here you go again with the big words. Everything that you would look down your fucking nose.
Your kid.
Don't you save that for your parties when you're wearing your smoking jacket? I'll tell you, that Bill Maher is really smart. He is really well-read. He just said prima paravarti. So you're not a knock-around guy. You looked up Latin words and you didn't fucking hang out with the fellas and they used to hang you by your underwear at the lockers. So now none of them are funny because this is your one thing. But I'm funny. They could never be as funny as me.
Well,
like there's so much shit about you that's funny that you're not even trying to be funny. Your whole fucking outfit is hilarious. You dress.
All right, Bill. Bill cussing his ass off. But yeah, I wanted to play that for Mechanic, man. I know Mechanic. I know you're enjoying that, my brother. Because Mechanic will go in with Bill Burr. So if I could put that in chat if y'all want to check that out. I thought that was hilarious. The way he's handling Bill Maher, because he got in that conversation, he got into Israel and Palestine and his views on that. So yeah, I wanted to share that with everybody. Now, let's see what else should I go to? Let's have some fun here. I had the intro to my third hour is by Keith Frank called Truck Stop Coffee. That he's awake. So I wanted to play this. I found this article very, very interesting during the week whenever I was planning for the show. So this is for all my coffee drinkers that's sipping some coffee or tea, or you drink. You're having your little cocktail. It's early in the morning, Monday morning, just trying to have some fun. So yeah, this one here is for all the coffee drinkers. I'll find this right quick. And this is a crazy story, man. This was a soldier over there in Germany. And one day he was drinking some coffee at his house. He's married. So when he was drinking the coffee, he noticed that it tasted funny. So he decided to put up a hidden camera in his kitchen. And I was like, wow, that was crazy. So here we go. Let's get it.
Watch this. Guaranteed. You're going to see purple. Boom. Wow.
A military wife now pleads guilty to poisoning her husband's coffee with bleach, all to collect his life insurance policy.
It indicates, Sarah, on about July 11th, that you intended to harm, is it Robbie Johnson, by adding or mingling poison or chemical compounds to water to your drink. How do you plead guilty or not guilty? Guilty.
Before she was charged, her husband made multiple videos showing something was way off with his coffee maker.
Whatever's in there, there's a lot of it.
This is Melody Feliciano Johnson, who just this week pleaded guilty to 2 counts of adding poison or a harmful substance to food or drink.
As to amended count 2.
That's crazy right there, bro. Let's see. I got I got you right here, Pony. You on the call?
Chaos order, say something or get off the mic.
I think he was having a drink too. Yeah.
It's time to
like
pump.
Ain't that a crazy story, Jay? With the Clorox in his coffee pot?
Yes.
That's a crazy ass story, man. Like, wow. And he put a camera in his kitchen, and she looks like she got like pouring a shot of Jack Daniels. And pouring it in the coffee pot. Man, I was like, wow, this is unbelievable. But let's play some more of it, Jerry.
Go ahead, bro.
On July 11th, Melody intended to harm Robbie by introducing a trace amount of bleach, which is a chemical compound, into the water reservoir of his coffee maker, which Robbie then later intended to drink. And that happened here in Pima County, excuse me. And as to count 3, the same thing happened on July 18th here in Pima County. Ms. Johnson, you just heard what your attorney told you. Are those things true? Yes, ma'am. So you did those things? Is that yes? Yes, ma'am. State satisfied with factual basis? Yes. The court finds that the plea is knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily made. A factual basis exists for it. The plea is accepted and entered of record.
But her issues started far before she made this court appearance. The story takes us back to March 2023, when Melody, her husband, and their child were stationed in Germany. Melody's husband is a United States Airman whose name was not listed in court documents, but was eventually identified in open court as Robbie Johnson. It was Robbie who first noticed something was off with his coffee last spring. According to court docs, he, quote, started noticing that his coffee was tasting bad. He continued to drink the coffee for the next 2 to 3 weeks and then ended up buying some pool chemical testing strips as the coffee continued to taste very bad to him.
What he's showing you on the video, he's making a fresh pot of coffee. And then he's going to show how it bubbles up, how the water bubbles up. That's insane right there, bro.
That's how my coffee pot. Got to pour it in there, and then it steams through the grounds, coffee grounds.
Mm-hmm. I watch him put the tester. He got a pool tester. Look. Oh, man. Look, he got the he's showing you the colors.
Multiple videos show this same thing, as chemical strips indicate there's a high level of chlorine in the water.
Now this is his hidden camera. This is the view of his hidden camera. Look at that. He got a perfect view. And he got night vision. Look. Wow.
According to a criminal complaint, Robbie suspected someone was tampering with his coffee, and in May 2023, while still in Germany, he set up a camera in his house.
Oh, he got her.
He put the
CJ, look at
camera.
her.
He
Yeah,
he put the camera to catch her.
yeah. Look,
I
she
gotcha.
pouring a, that's a shot of Jack Daniels right there. Look, out of gallon. That's a shot of Jack Daniels. Look, she bartended. A whole bartender. Oh,
After
man.
reviewing the video, Robbie realized it was his wife who was tampering with the coffee.
Tonight's the night I caught her on video. So let's test this water. It's gonna be purple. Boom.
Purple. Damn. Man, how you look at her knowing that?
Robbie told investigators he prepared his coffee every night, so all he needed to do in the morning was turn on the machine. But between the evening when Robbie would prep his coffee and the following morning when he turned on the coffee maker, Melody snuck in and poisoned the water. Here you can see it on video. Melody checks to make sure Robbie has already prepped the coffee maker and then grabs something from under the sink before pouring it into the machine. That something that Melody grabbed from under the sink was bleach. So at this point, Robbie realizes what's happening, that his wife is poisoning him. But he's still stationed in Germany and wants to report the crimes in the US. So he pretends to keep drinking the coffee.
Okay, about 50 minutes ago while I was at work, I noticed her come over to the coffee maker and she did something. So I've got my tester. I'm going to add the water to see if there's chlorine and pH is off. Pretty certain it is because I saw the bleach bottle over here. I saw it being pulled out. That bottle was pulled out. Okay. Where's this?
Yeah, that's right, May Street in the chat. Premeditated for months. I mean, he made a Netflix series recording this woman putting bleach in the coffee pot. Man, I thought this was. I was like, I started clowning with my wife when I told her about that. I said, boy, you better. Man, I told my wife, I said, don't play with me like that. Don't do me like that. You make the country French come out of me. Et toi? Comment ça va? You start talking in French.
What was her motive? She just said it's time for him to go bye-bye?
Yeah, it was his life insurance policy. Because yeah, he was military. Well, they said he was I think in the Air Force. So a lot of them gentlemen get like $100,000 life insurance policy, and they was married. So there you go. I think that's a little doom and gloom for Flea.
I guess so.
Yeah, man. I might play a little bit more. Let's play a little bit more, Jeff.
Go ahead.
Oh, you can smell it from here. I can smell it. Looks fine. Don't know if it'll actually do anything. If it'll change it since I've already put it in, but let's give it a shot here. Okay. Let's see if it'll do anything. Look at that. Totally changed. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And then you can smell it. Like I can literally smell this. Fix this here. Yeah, I can literally smell this. You can see it sudsed up. Soapy. I guarantee it's slick too on the fingers. Yeah. Slippery. Ugh, gross. Just gotta catch it in the States.
By June 2023, the family had returned to the United States, where Robbie was stationed at an Air Force base in Tucson, Arizona. He set up more cameras there too that capture Melody in the act, pouring something into the coffee pot and looking over her shoulder to see if anyone's watching. Some of the cameras were disguised as fire alarms and placed in the laundry room and kitchen area. Melody is caught on camera multiple times appearing to pour bleach in the laundry room, walking into the next room, and then pouring it into the coffee maker.
So this morning I checked this coffee maker and the pH and chlorine test came out normal. So I cleaned my coffee pot out after I made coffee and it drained all day. So I came back this evening and this smells again. So I'm going to do a test.
I think he on episode number 9 on Netflix series.
You think?
Normal. Let's put this in. Oh, it smells. I can smell it. I can smell it. Soapy. Watch this. Guaranteed. You're gonna see purple. Boom. Wow.
And this isn't just a one-off thing.
Episode number 11. I wonder how is he so calm? You're like, wow.
Robbie captures this on camera over and over again.
You can tell by the video from there.
Damn, what you on it? Episode 12?
That I have not messed with this coffee maker. I just arrived home about an hour ago, and I figured now I decided I'm going to test this to show that it's definitely tainted.
And he's using the sink water. So he getting, not only he getting bleach, he getting fluoride. all them contaminants, mercury, aluminum. Oh yeah. Man, I'll tell you, bro. I just wanted to share that
Can
with
you
people.
hear me, Sir Miller?
There you go. I got you, Pony. What's happening?
What's up? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
what you're playing, that happened months and months ago. Yeah, it's bad. And
yeah.
people are doing that. But
Mhm.
that happened months ago. You were talking about p.diddy earlier. That is all these smokes, bro. He's
Yeah, like
gone.
Jer Bear called
He's
him Pity.
gone. Titty bear.
Oh,
He's
Pity.
gone,
He's pity.
man.
He's a pity, witty, no freaking good punk. Homosexual
Pity.
faggot.
yeah, man.
I can't debate what you
Yeah,
just said, but hey, well, hi everybody. So
yeah. Thank you for
P.
joining.
Diddy yeah, no, I've been listening. Just that's crazy, man. And the video that came out, I seen it. Like, oh, what the smoke? He's gone. He's gone. But
Well,
there seems to be some sort of thing that they've dropped. Because they throw everyone under the bus, the Illuminati or the cabal or whoever runs the planet. They throw them under the bus, and now they're the attention all go to here while this happens over here, and there's a lot happening over here. The Iranian president was taken out in a helicopter crash. You saw that. So
yeah.
there's a lot of stuff going on, that all these minute stuff. p.diddy hasn't had a song since 1996 that's even maybe one with Little Dirk, but regardless, it seemed to be a huge attention seeking to take away attention from what should be attention seeking. But then again, I could be drunk, so I know.
Not you could be. Nah, you are. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
You got me.
Here you go. Let me see what more I got to see.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Yeah, you and Jer Bear, yeah, you're double trouble.
No, Jeb's sweet. Jeb's cool. He's fine. But yeah, don't trust anything I say. But yeah, like, no, great show, guys. Just keep at it. I'll go to mute. I couldn't even get my thing to work. So
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. I'm glad you was paying attention and having fun, because that's, I try to keep it entertaining and bring up, stuff that's, we can get into doom and gloom all day, yeah, but I like to bring up just good radio. Put it that way, good internet radio.
See, the kicker is that while P. Diddy has been, let's say, sacrificed, because they're all bad. Trump did pardon people like Kodak Black and Lil Wayne. He pardoned them. So in one essence, they've when it comes time this year, Trump's coming back. When it comes time, they've got to sort of owe the debt in a way, if you know what I mean. Owe the debt, because he let them free. They were facing life in prison, all of those rappers, and he gave them pardons, man. That's not talked about at all. And now we get this P. Diddy thing, and it's like we seen it coming. But damn, bro, he's gone. He's finished.
Well,
Epstein him up, mate.
to add to that, the LAPD had put out an official reply to that video of P. Diddy beating Cassie, and that's they said it's a statute of limitations. So it was from over 10 years ago. So they can't do nothing. LAPD
No, it was
can't do nothing.
it was 6 years ago, and the statute limits is 5 years.
Oh, there you go. All right, I stand corrected. Thank you, Jer. Yeah, I know you on it, Jer. Jer on it like he got stock in bad boy.
I just don't dig. I don't dig that he's getting away with the shit that he's getting away with, and playing us too close. And not enough people are standing up for the rights of Cassie and that other homeboy and the sexuality bullshit that he's pulling. It's satanic. Over.
Yeah, good point. Good points. But Cassie is $30 million richer as we speak.
Where's Vasto at?
I don't know. He sent a message that he was up.
Okay, he says, I hope you guys are doing good out there. Come on in here, sucker.
Well, we got like 2 minutes left on the show.
Oh, we gotta go.
Them 3 hours passed fast.
I barely sneezed or coughed or even took a couple of hits off my doobie. It's already over. It's all good.
You see, time flies we got two tipsy ho-hos. Yeah. Y'all ain't worried about time. Y'all worried about a good time.
That's all we have.
Yeah.
But I'd like to just say to people out there that are listening, raise your voice about what snivels back to the FBI. Ask them what the hell you doing. You know, it's satanic and they're trying to pull the wool over our eyes. That's all I got to say.
Yep. Well, we got a minute left. I want to thank y'all for joining me. Sergeant Miller's First Formation. I think we did a pretty good, entertaining show. Shout out to everybody in Rumble, everybody in the Matrix chat. Thank y'all for listening live, and you can go to the archive. Archives are free at revolution.radio, freedomslips.org, freedomslips.net. Please be a supporter, because this is a freedom of speech platform. So gentlemen like Pony, who's in Australia, can come on and do his little numbers. Yeah, there you go. Throw up them gang signs.
Yeah. No, joke. I was on Twitter earlier, or X, and I got a like from Elon Musk, man. I can send the screenshot, because I said he was talking about something, and I go, well, do you like to debate on mass?
Well, you should have asked him to send something on my GoFundMe. Yeah.
You are weird. Oh my God.
All right. Well, that's the end of the show, ladies and gentlemen. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Oh yeah, it's all good, man. It's all good. Until the next time, please check your coffee pot for Clorox in as head.
Each kid donate. Don't forget about us.